welcome back to the channel. So today I am taking you to another antique store that is local to me. So it's about 15-20 minutes from my house. So I'm usually in there probably maybe once a month or so. They have fantastic selection and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So we just got another 6 inches of snow. So on this day I needed to get out of the house. So I'm taking you with me and we're gonna go see what we can see in this antique shop. Come on.
So I had to also come to this antique mall because I was actually meeting somebody here for a Facebook Marketplace find. But while I'm waiting, I figured I'd walk around the store and see what's new. So another item on my wish list is brass. I love adding brass candlesticks, but these were not brass, these were plastic, and I was very surprised because they were still kind of expensive. So one of the first booths that I visit when I come is right here in the front of the store, but this booth has so many primitive pieces. I absolutely love them. They have smalls, they often have furniture, but I absolutely love all of the primitive, beautiful pieces here. So here is a wish list item. I want a firkin. I am looking for the perfect one. Oh, it has to be the right color. Obviously, it has to be the right price. But this is another item I have been looking for several years now, and I still haven't found one that's in my price range. All right, y'all, I may have a small obsession with the woods. I absolutely loved these kitchen utensils, these beautiful paddles and rolling pins. I love these butter spatulas and butter paddles. I just think they're so pretty. The warmth of the colors, it just elevates your crocks or wherever you're putting them in your utensil places. They're just so pretty. And then look at this miniature, is it a dry sink? It's beautiful. All I could think about was how pretty would this be on a countertop? Again, displaying maybe some dishes, but I love the miniature. Beautiful. All right, y'all, prepare yourself for this beautiful cabinet. It is so beautiful. I love the chippy primitive box. I love that handle and the latch. I just think it's so incredibly pretty. I think this would be pretty, obviously, in a kitchen or a dining area. You have your dishes, but how pretty would this be even in a bathroom? And you can have maybe your medicine. This is your medicine cabinet. I just think it's very, very pretty. And what else is there to say? It's gorgeous. I'm kind of curious if you know what it's actually used for. Let us know down in the comments. All right, I'm going to share a piece of furniture that I have eyed the last 2 times I've been to this antique mall. Look at this beautiful hutch. I love everything about it. One of my favorite things, so I love details. I love the latches on this. The hardware is so pretty to me, but it's absolutely stunning. I think this piece was beautiful. I cannot remember how much this punch set was, and I cannot read that tag. So if y'all can, tell me in the comments. But I remember distinctly somebody in my family had this. I remember seeing it at my childhood, but I think it's beautiful. All right, this shelf and this mini oil lamp almost came home with me, but I just could not commit to the color. I know this green color is a very traditional primitive color, and it is very pretty. But I prefer very neutral, the browns, and have my decor be the colors. But I thought it was very pretty, and I was torn with it for a while. I really considered bringing it home, and that miniature oil lamp was the stinking cutest thing I've ever seen. So here's a perfect example of incorporating boxes or risers to your decor to elevate them. So these postcards are very pretty, but when you put them in this box, I feel like it invites you in more and intrigues you. It adds more texture. It's gorgeous this way. So I was drawn into this booth because I saw this sampler on the wall, and I am trying to find one, but I really liked this child's chair. I thought it would be a really cute plant stand. And I see beautiful things here on the bottom shelf. You think it came home with me? Stay tuned and find out. So this is another wish list item. I would love a dough bowl. I saw this one and it wasn't really in my price range and it wasn't really quite what I was looking for, but I thought it was really pretty. All right, y'all, I am taking you into my favorite booth in this entire antique mall. I have bought so much from this booth. I have bought smalls, I have bought furniture, but every single time I come, I find something that I have to bring home with me. I was immediately drawn, of course, to some of the pottery. I saw some new things that I have not seen here before, but I had to take my time. I go through and I look, and I actually turned off the camera to really go through here because I always find something in here for incredible prices, but they just have incredible inventory that meets all of my check marks. So I've mentioned it in the last couple of videos. For the last month or so, I have been out looking for sleds for my pastor's wife. And y'all, look, I see this stack. As soon as I turn the corner, it's not just one, it's three of them stacked up. So of course I stopped recording. I call her and I say, hey, I found some more sleds for you. So yeah, for some reason, if you're looking for something, call me, ask me to look for you, because I promise you, that's all I can find when I go to the antique store. So I'm always on the hunt for a good box to incorporate into my decor, and I really liked this one. It says that it was a card box, so I'm assuming maybe it was in an old library or something like that. I thought that was really neat. I love this booth because they have so many beautiful pieces, but I want to show you my biggest heartbreak. I absolutely loved these wood bowls, and I would want a stack just like this, but I think they had these bowls priced from $20 to $40 a piece, and I just could not do that. But they were so pretty, and I just think they would be so pretty stacked up. I'm going to move down here just a second so you can see exactly how I would also display them. But I think they're so pretty. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out and hope that I will be able to get that. But how pretty would they be stacked like that? And of course, I'm going to always look at the thing that started my antique obsession: English pottery, English ironstone. It's always going to stop me, always going to grab my attention. And I actually already have this exact sugar set, so I did not get it today, but I've always got to come look at it because it's stunning. It's beautiful. This ironstone didn't have a mark on it, but it's still beautiful. This booth immediately drew me in because I saw this sampler in the corner, but what really stopped me in my tracks was this gorgeous dresser. Y'all, it was so beautiful, but it didn't have a price on it. Probably for the best. I probably couldn't afford it anyway, but it was so pretty to look at. It was stunning. I got pulled into this booth, and can you see yet why I got pulled in? I figured I'd stop and at least look at something potentially for me, but no, I got pulled into this booth for another reason. Let's see what it was. Yep, it's another sled, y'all. I saw 6 in that store this day.
So my entire trip was woods. I absolutely collected. So in my last video, I mentioned that I really like to get pieces that I can stack and layer and create texture in my vignettes. So today I really scored on the wood items. So I have a small little stack here, but I want to show each one of them to you. So the very first thing that I found on this trip was something that I was looking for in the last video that I posted, and I said I specifically was looking for a riser, and I found this wood riser just sitting there on that bottom shelf calling my name. This is absolutely beautiful. I love how aged it looks and just absolutely stunning beautiful. So this can absolutely be used, it is a stool obviously, but I use these as risers. These look beautiful sitting on your bookcase, on your mantle, on a table, and then add a candle, add some plates, add your greenery, add something this. Again, you're just elevating your vignette, adding height, adding texture. And I'm just seeing, I love this. It's the details, right? I think you see these things. I see it right now as I'm looking in the camera, and I absolutely love these details. So pretty. So I'm gonna give you an idea. I told you in the last video to think outside of the box, using things for beyond their intended purpose. Here's something that I do, and one day I'm going to actually give you guys a tour over here at my pipe shelf shelving that my dad and I built, but I am using a shelf over there to hold books. So think outside the stool. How pretty would this be? Maybe having cookbooks here, or some type of books like this that you would have stacked up, or maybe even some pretty postcards or some letters or note cards or something like that. That would be a very pretty way to even display this. Again, think outside of the box. Not everything has to be cookie cutter. Make your decor your own, make it special, make it impact. Even in small things like this can go huge, huge ways to make a huge impact in your decor. So the next item that I found was this adorable shelf. Again, just it's beautiful just to look at. Empty. It's a beautiful piece, but I love pieces like this. Again, when I see things like this, I'm looking for staple pieces that I can use in my existing decor, again, to elevate it. So this little shelf, such cute things that you could do with this. So I envision, of course, this probably with my hutch and maybe just plain butter pats or something like that, little saucers or something like that. And of course, if you want to do it, if this is by your coffee bar, you could do your tea saucers or your saucers, and then maybe put your cups up here. And these little cute things here would be perfect for spoons or something like that. So I love this. It is a functional piece, but it's also beautiful. And I always want to add something, with texture and movement, and something like this that's just a good staple piece to my vignettes. So I love it. It's perfect. Last video, I actually found a very similar item to this last piece, which is my absolutely favorite find of the day, but I didn't get it because I didn't like the price. So that is another huge tip I will tell. If you can't find it the day, keep searching. I promise you, you will find it. If you go to a huge antique mall, one of the things that I always find is the booths have similar items, and sometimes if you just shop around the entire store, you may find the exact same item that you love, and maybe it'll be a different price, and typically it is because they are all individual booth owners typically. So keep on looking, don't get discouraged, but look what I found today. I found a wood toolbox, this beautiful primitive toolbox. Y'all, this, let me take a minute. Let me swoon. This is it. Okay, so again, guys, it's a toolbox. Absolutely it is. But it's also a beautiful box. But this beautiful box, again, so I could use it as a riser, absolutely. But I also think it would be really pretty to put my platters in and have it sitting up on a shelf. But look how beautiful this box is. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that it has the hooks, but I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful box. It's so pretty. Coming back. Thank you for shopping with me. I hope there was something in the video that you found. I would love to hear it in the comments. Did you see something that I didn't pick up? What was it? Share it with us. And until next time we see each other, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you next Saturday with a brand new video.